All right, wonderful. So welcome everyone to our LinkedIn event, Discover Your Next Hospitality and Food Service Opportunity, hosted by DC Global Talent and the team. The agenda for today is to start with introduction of the team and a little bit about DC Global Talent. We'll dive right into our current job opportunities. So this means that we'll be sharing roles that we're currently working on and that we're actively interviewing people for and submitting to our clients as well. Once we review the job opportunities, we will move into a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. We will get to your answers at the end of the event just to keep things running smoothly and on time. Finally, we'll end with some closing remarks and let you know what you can do in terms of next steps in order to secure a position or interview with one of our recruiters. So just a brief background, DC Global Talent is a boutique recruitment agency specializing exclusively in hospitality and food service. We work in the Caribbean and Americas market, and we've been doing this now since 2016. So we really pride ourselves on working with the absolute best organizations, hotels, brands, and employers in the market, and as well as building really strong connections with our network and being able to connect with you through these type of events and then also through sharing opportunities. A brief snapshot here. We do have 6 employees on the team. We are actually headquartered in Toronto, and our niche is in the luxury and upscale space. Again, in hospitality and food service. And my name's Daniela Ricalis. I should have probably started with that introduction. And I am the founder and CEO. Here is a snapshot of some of our clients. So you'll certainly recognize some of the bigger brands like the Mandarin Oriental, One and Only, Conrad, Autograph Collection, Fairmont, Four Seasons, etc. And then we also work with some more boutique properties, which also are in the luxury space. And those would be Eden Rock, Grace Bay, Oilnut Bay, Palm Heights, Secret Bay, Silver Sands, etc. So this is just a little snapshot. We certainly work with many more properties, but this sort of gives you a bit of some context into what type of hotels we work for and the type of brands we like to partner with. In terms of what we do here at DC Global Talent is our job is essentially to connect luxury hotels, resorts, and restaurants with exceptionally talented individuals like yourselves. So when a position becomes available, either through an opening or just a need in the department and hotels and restaurants come to us to find them the right talent that fits the requirements based on the unique property. In addition, we do provide candidate support. So when we reach out to someone about an opportunity or if someone applies for a role, it is our job to ensure that you understand the entirety of the position and what it entails, and as well as give you as much information as we can about the property and what that process will look like in moving into interview stage. And then we support you right through to offer and signature. So when you're interviewing, sometimes it can be 3 or 4 interviews until a candidate receives an offer. And we're there to answer any questions or inquiries you may have. And then as well as to negotiate on your behalf to ensure that your voice is heard and that you're happy with the offer that you've received. Finally, we do provide a personalized approach to our recruitment. So as much as we want to give everyone a job, and it's absolutely our goal to provide as many people as we can with a role, it is our requirement as well from our clients that we ensure that we're matching the right candidate for the role. So we do a lot of different strategies in how we recruit, and of course this event is one of them. And you'll find us pretty active online, both on LinkedIn and Instagram, and creating videos, etc. So we love what we do here. We just want to make sure that we're reaching as many people as we can. So we'll do an introduction as well. So again, my name is Daniela Ricalis. I'm the founder and CEO of DC Global Talent. I started this business back in 2016 after spending some time living in the Caribbean myself. And that's when I truly fell in love with the lifestyle, the island, etc. And specifically, I was living in the Cayman Islands. And the photo next to me is Alma. She is our operations manager who's just celebrated 3 years with the team actually yesterday, which is great. And Alma is really in our back end supporting all of the positions you see posted on our website have been posted by Alma, and many of the communication for inquiries from the info@dcglobaltalent.com inbox is coming from Alma as well. And proud to share that she's been taking on some recruitment as well, and really has shown a ton of progress and success in the roles that she's taken on over the past several months. Next to Alma, we have Danielle, who is our marketing manager. She put together this lovely event, and anything you see on Instagram or LinkedIn and our website was designed and executed by Danielle. So she's behind all of our social media and digital marketing strategies and content. We also have Catherine Small, who is one of our senior recruitment specialists, who's been on the team for over 2 years now. And she primarily focuses on our culinary roles, but definitely takes on a lot of the other operational positions that we have here at DC Global Talent as well. And she does actually have a culinary background, so she's our most suited recruiter to be working on the exciting culinary positions that we do have. Next to Catherine, we have Nita, who's based in Brazil. And Nita is another one of our senior recruitment specialists who does a lot of our executive roles, but also has a hand in all departments. So we don't only do culinary, but we work across the board in all departments in hospitality. And Nita's been a great support for us in a lot of these senior positions that we've recently been seeing on our job boards more often. Our newest member of the team is Catherine Cartaxo, who is our junior recruitment specialist. She's supporting us with some of the more line level type roles that you'll see, positions like concierge, front desk agent, bellmans, room attendants, landscapers, gardeners, you name it. And she's been having some great success in this space as well. So you'll certainly be seeing more of Catherine through our social channels over the next few months. Finally, before we get into our careers, I just want to give you a little bit of a snapshot of what it is that means most to us here at DC Global Talent. And I feel like we certainly align with our mission, which is to provide the best career opportunities to the brightest people with the greatest employers. And that is really something that we focus on every single day that we are working, is to ensure that we continue to share not just any opportunity, but opportunities that are going to provide our network with the advancement, career development opportunity, and so they can excel in their careers and grow as professionals and individuals. Wonderful. So we'll get started with our career opportunities. Nita, you can start first.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So let's just dive right into my roles. So starting off there with the Director of Banquets, this position is for a luxury Forbes 5-star property there in Hawaii. Because this position is for Hawaii, the employer, they're not fostering their work permit. So it's only eligible there for U.S. citizens, but I have more roles that are eligible for any nationality. Just this one in specific is only for U.S. Candidates just because of the location. But the salary ranges around 105 USD, and successful candidates are those that already possess experience within banquets, most likely within a luxury hotel or resort, and that are willing there to move to Hawaii. Next slide, please. So this position is actually open for any nationality. The retail director position is for a multinational grocery retailer there within the British Virgin Islands. And the successful candidate, well, actually starting off with the salary starts off at 100K plus many additional perks, such as housing for the first month, work permits, flights, and many additional benefits there. But the ideal candidate would possess over 10 years of experience in a leadership role within a grocery retailer, preferably a large grocery retailer, as well as a thorough understanding there of retail product warehousing as well as merchandising, and will be overlooking there a team of about 450 employees, so a massive operation. Also, we'll be overlooking about 8 stores, in which one of them is a wholesaler distributor, and other 7 stores that are retail stores, plus the online business. So a great operation. Open there to any nationality, just as a pre-requirement, having experience there in a grocery retailer or wholesaler. Next slide, please. So this position for the financial controller is based there in the United States in Montana. So like the initial position, the first position that I presented, because it is in the U.S. territory, they do require the person to be a U.S. citizen. So this position would only be eligible there for U.S. citizens. Salary starting there at 125 USD. This position does also provide housing there on property, and the ideal candidate must possess their 2 to 3 years as a financial controller or a financial manager. Not mandatory coming there from the hospitality industry, but definitely preferred. Next slide, please. The Associate Director of F&B, this position is in Puerto Rico. Because of the region itself, it also only is eligible for U.S. candidates as well as Puerto Ricans. The salary is 65K USD per year, and eligible candidates are those that possess their 2 to 3 years of experience within a leadership role within hospitality, preferably as a food and beverage manager or an outlet manager, since this person will be overseeing their multiple outlets and is ready for the next step in moving into Associate Director of F&B position. With the title itself, this position would be reporting to directly the Director of F&B, and would be overlooking a team there of a considerable amount of volume, considering that it's 4 outlets throughout the property. This is for a lifestyle resort there in Puerto Rico. And next position, please. And for my last position, this opportunity is eligible for any nationality there in the Cayman Islands. So this property is a Forbes recommended luxury boutique property, a very vibey resort there. And they're looking for a spa manager that possesses 2 to 5 years, preferably as a spa manager. So in a leadership role within spa, that has hospitality experience and preferably their luxury experience. So that's all my roles. If you feel that any of them align there to your profile and like to apply, just send me a note on LinkedIn or send me your resume directly to Nita at dcglobaltalent.com. Thanks, everyone.
Great, thank you, Nita. And we'll dive into my positions now. Starting off with a group sales manager role. So this position is based in California, in specific Palo Alto. It is an on-site position. So unlike some other sales positions, remote is not an option. So you do have to be willing to relocate to Palo Alto or be based in Palo Alto. A work permit would not be provided for this position either. So you have to be a US citizen or have the right to work in the US without sponsorship. This is an international luxury branded hotel, and it is suitable for someone with experience with Forbes hotels or luxury upscale properties, and that is a requirement. There is a ton of room for growth and mobility with this position, given that it is an international brand. And they are open to taking someone on who's potentially in an assistant sales manager role. So definitely a great opportunity to grow into the next step and build your career with a very great luxury branded property. Next, we have a food and beverage manager position in Costa Rica. This is an award-winning hotel. It is in a remote location in Costa Rica, so families may not be the best option. However, a work permit is provided, as well as relocation and a housing allowance. The most suitable, I would say, person for this role would be someone who's relocating with a spouse or single. This role is heavily focused in operations. So 80% of the time you would be overseeing operations and training and 20% in administration. You must have multi-outlet experience. This role oversees 5 restaurants and 4 bars. And the ideal candidate as well needs to be bilingual and speaking Spanish. Next, we have a food and beverage operations manager role in St. Lucia. This is an award-winning hotel in St. Lucia, and 80% of the market that travels to this destination is American. We are looking for someone who is coming from a luxury lifestyle hotel. Again, a work permit is provided for this role, and housing allowance and transportation allowance is also provided. This position would report into the assistant F&B director and be overseeing 4 restaurants, 3 bars, in-room dining. It is a larger department. So in total in F&B for front of house, there's 130 colleagues. So it needs to be someone who has experience in multi-outlet and managing a team as well. This is also a role that does absolutely require hotel experience and someone who has an entrepreneurial mindset, someone who's creative and likes to stay on top of trends. Next, we have a food and beverage director in Minnesota. Because this role is in the United States, it does require, again, a U.S. citizen to be able to be considered for this position. The salary is negotiable for the right candidate, and it is a branded property that is managed by a large hotel management company with several other properties in their portfolio. So it's a great opportunity to join a company and have room for advancement and mobility. Also, we're looking for someone who has a branded luxury background experience. And yeah, that's a bit more about the Director of F&B role. Next, we have a Director of Outlets position. This is also with a luxury branded hotel, actually top 4 in the Americas. A work permit is provided for this opportunity, as well as a housing allowance and transportation allowance. We will also be looking for someone who has luxury background experience. This can be a restaurant general manager, but they must have Caribbean experience. And we're also looking for someone who has strong tenure. So our client has been very adamant about wanting someone who's at minimum been with their previous employers for 2 years. This role does start in September, so we are actively interviewing people for the position. Again, you do have to have multi-outlet experience, and this is heavily focused on operations. So 90% of the time you'll be on the floor. and be guest facing. So we are looking for someone who enjoys engaging with guests and providing exceptional guest service. And then what makes Anguilla unique to the other Caribbean islands is families are certainly welcome, as children can use the public school in Anguilla. Finally, we have a general manager role in Barbados. This position does require someone to be a CARICOM national. So what that means is you have to be a native to one of the Caribbean islands. This is also an international brand, so a ton of room for mobility and growth. And we're also looking for someone who has experience managing a hotel of a minimum of 200 keys. It can be a first-time general manager, but you would need to have at least been a resort manager, hotel manager, or director of operations. We are also actively interviewing candidates for this position and all of the positions that we've mentioned, but in specific, this role is quite an urgent one. So if you or someone you know fits the profile, then please do reach out to me. I've left my email on this page here for any of the roles that I've mentioned in which you can inquire about. And they're all also listed on our careers page. Thank you.
Hi everyone, Catherine here. So I have this position as executive sous chef for a group of restaurants in Rhode Island. Okay, one of the exciting part of this group is that they give a really nice benefits, but all candidates must be eligible to work in the US. Okay, the salary that this is like 68 to 78 with 401k match. All right, and other benefits that I could discuss with you on the email. Next slide, please. So I also have another position of executive sous chef for leading hotel of the world in Turks and Caicos. The chef needs to have Caribbean experience, all right, and then also needs to have to deal with at least minimum of 6 or more outlets, and managing local in Turks and Caicos and some CARICOM nationals, and also knowledge in diving into financials and administration. Strong leadership skills is a must with this position. Next one, please. This is an exciting opportunity as Italian chef in Costa Rica for one of the top property. One thing that I do love about this is that this property welcomes creativity, suggestion, exploring new techniques, and experience into opening up this newly restaurant for this property. And they're offering 50,000 gross with accommodation, flight tickets, and then also annual leave. And this is actually not really needs to have a Spanish bilingual. Italian will do, and a must. All right, so this 2 position, I have one in Turks and Caicos for the same property on the executive sous chef. So this position needs to have an experience in the Caribbean, predominantly on a 5 Forbes property or luxury property. All right, they are offering 54,000 USD per year. Okay, this is net pay with gratuities and service charges, accommodation allowance. This is a great benefits for this company. And also I have a sous chef position, which is based in Massachusetts. Okay, also give a really good perks of benefits, 401k match. There's also room for, shares in the company. All right, so this is only for US nationals. And also like someone who's actually residing in Massachusetts. So produce manager, we have this position for okay, there's, I think Danielle forgot, one is actually for the Bahamas and one for the British Virgin Island. So one in the Bahamas offers 50K to, okay, oh, she can edit it quickly. Nice. So the one in Bahamas offers the 50K USD per year, tax free. Okay, one thing that I do love about this company is that it's still a family vibe. You know, they're still, they're going to open up their new store. So they have a total of 3 stores. All right. So they need someone who could, you know, do merchandising, make sure, you know, that the produce is actually attractive to clients, training the locals in Bahamas, and as well as it offers a great tons of opportunity for growth, and as well as, you know, really great benefits, because it offers, one of the things is it offers a flight back home every year for 30 days paid leave. So the one that we have in British Virgin Island is part of a bigger company which has 8 stores. So this produce manager will be assigned to their flagship stores. We need someone who actually in a bigger scope of stores that has Caribbean experience. All right. These stores actually can produce up to like 1 million per month, all right, or more. So we need someone who's strong, who can train staff members, who understands the logistics and logistics and the buying factor of the stores and BVI. All right, so I have this director of procurement for Jamaica. Actually, the salary is 90 to, you know, negotiable to 120 based on experience. This position doesn't really require hotel experience. The client wants more diversity into grocery, into group of restaurants. It's based in Jamaica. It's ton of opportunities because this particular client do have at least 33 different businesses under their umbrella. So this is good for someone who would actually like want to venture from restaurant to retail to opening up new businesses. And they're not offering housing allowance, but for the right candidate, DC will always negotiate what's best for you to relocate. I think that's it for me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Catherine. So now is the opportunity to leave any questions that you might have. It's specific to our processes or any of the roles that we've discussed in the chat box. And while we gather those questions, we can move it to the next slide, Danielle, and talk about next steps. Wonderful. So how can you apply? So there's a few ways you can apply for the roles we have. And I do want to share that the positions that we mentioned are not all of the positions that we currently have. We might have reviewed at max 25 roles, and we currently have 56 positions on our website. So what we certainly did not cover is some of our more junior positions. So if you found that the roles that we mentioned were more senior, or you're just sort of starting out in 2-3 years in the hospitality industry, I do encourage you to visit our careers page. So dcglobaltalent.ca/careers is where we post all of our active roles. If a job is listed on our careers page, then it means that we're actively reviewing candidate resumes, scheduling calls, screening people, and submitting them for interviews with the employers themselves. Everyone who applies for a job will get notified, and whether or not we will schedule a call to discuss the opportunity with them, or whether perhaps they're not the right fit for the role. So if you get a disqualification email, that can be for several reasons. Sometimes we have candidates who apply for jobs in the US who aren't US citizens, or sometimes we get candidates applying for positions who are just too junior for the role and don't have the experience. But we do try our very best to acknowledge every single application that comes in and to give you context into why perhaps we're not considering you for the role. In regards to the second way you can apply is you can apply through LinkedIn Jobs by visiting our DC Global Talent LinkedIn page and visiting the Jobs tab. And there we also have jobs listed. It'll all go into the same database. So whether you apply online through our careers website or the LinkedIn page, we will contact you either way. And then finally, you can send your resumes directly to the recruiters as well. And we'll get back to you in scheduling a call and giving you feedback about your resume as it pertains to the position you're inquiring about. So I did get one question from Ramesh and whether or not we have any chef de partie positions. We are opening some line cook roles from what I understand, and we do have some pizza line chef positions as well. Line cooks are roles that we almost always have because it is a position that hotels always are looking for. So if you are someone who is a chef de partie or line cook looking for an opportunity, then definitely I would encourage you to send your resume to Catherine. And then on the screen here, we have what our mobile website looks like. And there you will see that you can just simply click apply. It will take you to a page that has more of a detailed job description. Again, all of our roles are confidential in the sense that we don't put who the employer is, but you will have the location and as much information as we can give you. And if we find that you're the right fit for the role, then we will absolutely disclose all of the information about the property so you can go into an interview with our clients as prepared as you can be. And then just to answer Maria, so she asked if we would allocate someone to another position rather than the one that was applied and they're not a fit for. Yes, we do this often. If someone applies, for instance, we have the F&B operations manager position. And if someone applied who did not have multi-outlet experience, which is a requirement, we may share with them the few restaurant manager positions that we have. So we do try our best to, if you don't match the requirements for the position you've applied for, we will lead you in the right direction to a role that will qualify for you based on your experience if it is available. If we don't have something that matches your experience, then we simply keep your resume on file and we'll reach out to you when a role does become available. So we do outreach often. We don't always wait for the perfect candidate to fall into our inbox. We're actively looking in the market for people who fit the role based on the requirements, and also we try to prioritize the candidates who are already in our network, since we already have your emails. And if we've already spoken to you, then we generally know what your notice period is, what your salary expectations are, if you're relocating with a family or not. And we try to gather as much information as we can when we speak with you, so we know when to reach out based on the opportunity that would most fit you. And then Russell's asking if we recruit from South Africa for positions and employers willing to employ South Africa. Absolutely. We hosted last year a job fair, both in Johannesburg and in Cape Town for the grocery store located in Bahamas. We've at this point probably recruited at least 10 South Africans over the last couple of years. And our employers or our clients do not discriminate based on race. It simply depends on whether the job provides a work permit or if it does not. So if it's open to a work permit, then almost always it's open for everybody. unless there are some unique cases like the Italian chef, where our client is looking for someone who is an Italian chef. So in that case, generally it's likely that we'll be recruiting someone who is a native to Italy. Do we have any floor supervisor positions? This is from Luemba. So at the moment, we don't have a floor supervisor position, but this is a position we have recruited for in the past. And actually not so long ago, maybe a couple months ago, we filled a floor supervisor position. So I would keep an eye on our careers page to find out when that role becomes available again. And then Akil, does anyone else want to take this question? Maybe Nita, working as a restaurant manager on a cruise ship, which is not considered luxury, but previously working for a luxury hotel, but in a junior position, would the experience still combine?
Hi there, Akil. Thanks for joining. So yeah, definitely. If the requirement is to have their luxury experience, obviously a couple of our clients are a bit more pickier than others, but would be happy there to entertain a call. If not for one particular position, we would put you up for another restaurant manager role, which I'm pretty sure that your profile would fit for. So I'm gonna put my email here. If you could please send me your profile directly, your resume, that'd be great.
And then Nosy is asking, do junior kitchen roles usually offer permits, or is it more for senior roles? Catherine, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah. So most of our positions, okay, except the US territories, we always our clients offer work permits. Okay, some of them do actually ask for 50% on the flights, depending on the property itself. But I would really encourage Nosy to actually send me your resume. All right. Like what Daniela have said, we don't wait for candidates to apply on the position. We are the typical headhunters. So we hunt on the specific requirements of the client. So once you are in our inbox, okay, as long as you retain your email address, your contacts, there's always going to be an opportunity, for us to get back to you with an amazing opportunity in the Caribbean or, wherever it is that we have opportunity for your Canada.
Absolutely. And just to give you an example, like this year alone, we've recruited several line cooks / chef de parties. We've also recruited junior sous chefs, chef de cuisine, pastry chefs, assistant pastry chefs. So it's not always that we have the executive level role. We do get junior positions as well, not as frequently, but we absolutely do. And then to answer your question, Anthony, about being a junior sous chef in the US on an H-2B program, we do offer relocation, our clients offer relocation for all of our roles. At the junior sous chef level, you would get a full relocation, which means your flight would be paid for and temporary accommodation would be paid for as well. In some islands, they do provide housing allowance, others do not. But almost always almost always a full relocation is provided outside of those very junior level positions. So Anthony, you can certainly connect with Catherine. She may have an opportunity for you. Thank you, Wesley. And Ramesh, so we're not ignoring any applications. We do our very best to get through every single application, but feel free to send me your resume directly if you'd like, and I'll have a look at it and take a peek at which roles you've recently applied for and provide you with some feedback. Wonderful. So I think that sort of wraps it up for today. Once again, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to join this event. We have put out polls on our LinkedIn page asking what type of topics you'd like us to cover when we do have these events. And we keep getting the response that you want to learn about our current job opportunities. So if there is any other topic that you want to have us cover, we're happy to have a look at that. Otherwise, you can find us doing these events monthly. And it's our pleasure to be connecting with hospitality professionals like yourselves. And here in front of us, you have the links to our channels where you can find more information about DC Global Talent and the jobs that we have. I do encourage you to follow us on Instagram as well, because we do provide some great content on there, and we're always looking for ways to give you more value, so we can help and support you finding your career advancements, whether that be through us or through yourselves. We just want to be able to give you as much information, tips, and guidance as we can. So thank you once again.
Bye.